Is he your stepson or your son's son?
Stepson.
Well, we're gonna interview this nigga someday. See what he really thinks about all your shit all day, dog.
I know, right?
He's like, you don't want those problems, G. How old are you, young man? Oh yeah, this nigga definitely got a fucking opinion. I remember when my stepson was 15.
Yeah.
I wonder if your stepdaddy right here thinks the same thing I thought of my 15-year-old, which is
Would you?
fuck you fools. Not you, but mine. Little fucking $200-300. Never heard a little nigga, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Protect the Street Vendors podcast.
Dang, that's tight that you fucking remembered that, considering you're never here.
Of course, I remember. So,
Vicious.
with me, Rich Homie Juan, LA Icon, and of course Alex. I just want to say congratulations, fool! You made the news, my boy. KTLA.
Yeah, man.
Tell me, is that the first time you making the news, or?
No, but I think it's the first time they ever had like a full segment that goes on air repeatedly for the whole month. I think it's the first time. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
And they featured you every how often?
Yeah. I get messages every time, like people like, "Oh, you're on KTA right now." Like,
No, but how many days do you go on?
on the show? Why? I think it's once a week. They're playing it over and over.
Oh, I
month.
see.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I thought what was special about it, dog, is that Pedro, which is the anchor, he's also the news anchor. He's not just a reporter. He's also like in the studio. He went with us. He went with the vendor from the morning, like 5 a.m. till the nighttime, to see like the struggle that these vendors go through. Like when you see a vendor out in the street selling elotes, like we don't see the work that they put in from 5 in the morning, cooking and all that. And he was there from the beginning till the end of the day, like literally from 5 a.m. till like I think it was like 9 p.m. And I thought it was pretty dope that they showed the whole journey of what they go through all day, you know. And
Were you there or just Pedro?
I was there in the morning. I was in there throughout the whole thing.
Why, fool?
Yeah, I know, right? I should have been there through the whole thing.
Nah, we need you to make sure you're dedicated 100% of the
Yeah,
time.
no, we have so many vendors we got to take care of, man. It's crazy, but you know, it just shows like when code enforcement or the cops go and throw their shit,
Oh,
like how they feel. You know, like damn, I woke up at 4 or 5 in the morning to cook this stuff, and you're just over here throwing our stuff, and then we have our haters who think like, well, why don't they just get their permits? And they don't know that how hard it is or how impossible it is. Like that's just confusing to me too, bro. I be going to the Department of Public Health to try to help them with their permits. It's confusing for me. I can't even imagine for someone who can't speak English. You know, we've been able to do that, but it's fucked up. Like a lot of people don't know, if you're an elotero, you need an industrial kitchen. You need a commissary. You can't even just cook it in your house, go out there. But luckily, another thing that happened this week, we were pushing the LA Board of Supervisors to pass a new law. Basically, where if you're a lady who sells tamales, right, you can now in the city of LA County, you were not able to have a home restaurant. It's called the MICO, the Micro Enterprise Home Kitchen. So now we pushed them since April to push this new law, and this week they're passing it. They passed it last week, actually. MICO, it's called MICO, Micro Enterprise Home Kitchen. So soon, if you're a street vendor, you'll be able to have your own home restaurant. You can have your home inspected once a year or whatever, and it's going to open a lot of new doors. So, you know, it's shout out to the whole team that's been going with us to those boring-ass meetings, which are like 7 hours long. And there was people that will sit with us throughout the whole time, you know.
when is Revolution Carts going to give away their 3 carts that they already got cracking?
Soon, man. Already, I think right now.
They already chose them, huh?
Go, yeah. So shout out to them, too, that we're, you know, giving out those cards. And
Next week, me and you are going to do the whole little thing for the food community giveaway of the vendor cart.
For sure.
With health permits, which are so
submit
hard
those
to obtain.
forms.
And a free logo from Overlook Graphics. So shout out to Alex and Revolution Carts.
Revolution cards, yeah.
How are they able to get those health permits?
With Feria, by bribing the Department of Health. No,
I mean, I'm sure it's more than just money, right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Who,
completely.
To get the health permit.
Well, for example, if you're a taco stand, they don't exist. Permits do not exist.
So for actual taco stands, there are no fucking permits.
There are no permits. And then when I asked the Department of Public Health, the director, her name is Lisa Free, she just goes, that's just the law. We just don't want to give them out, you know? And she has no explanation. Like, why? Is it insurance purposes? I'll be like, look, we'll put insurance behind them, you know? Nah, it's not that. Like, so, but for example, if you're in a lotero or a fruit vendor, you have to go get your cart inspected in Baldwin Park, that's where the office is at. And then from there, you have to get your commissary inspected, where you go store your cart. You get that inspected. Once you get that, Then you get your Department of Public Health permit. Then all you got to do from there is go to City Hall, get your city business permit, and then you're good to go. But then, this is the catch. Then each city has their restrictions. You can't sell near a gas station. You can't sell, pretty much you can't sell anywhere where there's foot traffic. Right now, we're dealing with a vendor in not Costa Mesa, Santa Clarita, who has all his permits, bro. But they want to put him where there's like no people. And then when he tries to go sell at a place, at a corner where there's he'll get foot traffic, they ticket him as if he doesn't have permits. Like, they fuck him over. So, yeah, it sucks. Like, right now, the city of LA has done that. They put a lot of restrictions. They put red zones to where vendors with permits can't sell. And they're getting sued because it goes against state law. Because state law says if you're a city, you can't put red zones. You can't put here yes, here no. So hopefully, thanks to Public Counsel, which is a group of attorneys, if they win that lawsuit, then all these other fucking cities can stop doing all their little bullshit. You know?
That'd be fire.
Yeah. So.
Why are you looking at me like that, camarada?
Talk to me about the Santa Barbara incident.
Oh.
With the lady?
Yep.
Yeah, her name.
This fool got her ass beat by that lady.
Yeah, man. Jean Umana, she's a professor.
Gina fucked
First,
you up.
man.
Wait, hold up. Wait, what do you mean? She put hands on you?
Nah, she didn't put hands on me.
She fucked this fool up.
Nah. At the construction worker she did in the vendor. So initially, this lady was seeing Mexicans working at a site, and she went and started messing with them. She slapped the phone off of a construction worker's hand, and she told them, "What did she say?" She's like, "Oh, this is not Tijuana. You know?
This is for America."
Yeah, all this racist shit." So then we organized a protest, man, and
Can I say that she seemed like a really nice lady?
she was nice to me, you know. She's like, but she's passive aggressive. She won't, you know. She knows who she can fuck with. She knows who she can't fuck with. You know, that's what pisses me off the most. But that day was crazy. We organized a protest. I got there like 10 minutes early. No one was there. And then someone tells me, there she goes right there. So we went to confront her. She was going to the police station. As soon as I come back, Gina? 15 minutes later, bro, there was almost 300 people there. Like, I don't know how that shit happened, fool. Like, from 10 minutes, from nobody being there to, like, the time the protest was supposed to start, and we had, like, over 300 people. Like, it was crazy. The street was packed. Fucking... Even I got worried. I was like, damn, how am I going to control this whole crowd? But nothing happened. So now, fast forward now, we have a street vendor sending me videos of what she did to him. Same shit. She's like, I work for the police. You're illegal. Blah, 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 blah. So then we published that video. And mind you, a month had already passed by. The DA hadn't done nothing with her. She had entered. She had trespassing charges on her. The police even said, like, you know, they should charge her with a hate crime. Nothing had been done. We published this video this week of her, what she did to the street vendor. And now the DA finally fucking giving her the bare minimum of charges, whatever, you know? But it just goes to show that when it's a white person, if the community doesn't fucking rise up and we don't have 500 people making phone calls and emails, shout out to all those people that do that. Because as soon as we put the DA's number, they get jam-packed. Phone lines jam-packed. Emails jam-packed. And that's another form of protest to get shit done.
Is that common where they kind of get the bare minimum of consequences?
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, and that's why we say fuck the cops. That's why we say fuck the system, because when it's one of us, we get the whole 9 yards. But when it's one of them, especially if it's someone like her who's probably donated to the police union, who's probably in ties with them. And,
You never donated to the police union before?
Nah, never.
With the telemarketers, we'll send you your sticker that proves to everyone you've donated to the California Youth Police Academy. I've donated $10.
Has there been an instance where you feel like they got the proper, I guess, consequences or repercussions?
Nah, man. Not even this one guy, Daniel J. McGuire. He attacked a street vendor with an axe.
Whoa.
And then
that's attempted murder, my
yeah.
dude.
And not only he attacked street vendors 3 times, bro. 3 times. We had to keep going back. And if it wasn't from my attorney, Christian Contreras, shout out to him. He's been applying pressure, civil lawsuits, hate crime lawsuits. Basically, we've been doing it all on our own. The cops didn't do shit. The cops arrested him one time for trying to water protesters with the water hose and shit. But that
also
was
assault.
Yeah, assault. But luckily, since we have attorneys, we've been able to apply pressure. But I don't think we've ever seen it, you know, till this day. We haven't seen it. Nah.
What do you think it's got to take?
Just us keep doing this, you know? Us keep doing this, making phone calls, applying pressure to the police system. police stations hate to be considered racist, you know. So, and a lot of them are. So as we continue to protest, as we continue to expose them, I think the best form of protest has been making those phone calls and sending emails. That's been killing it, you know. So we just got to keep doing that, you know. That's been working.
Does it ever get discouraging that like you're putting all this work in and making these phone calls and doing these protests, but it seems like you're not getting the proper, I guess, results that you want?
Yeah. Nah, it doesn't, because when I started off and when I got beat up by the cops and I sued them and I went after them, 6 months later they all got disbanded, they all got fired. That to me gave me hope. So, and I'm still trying to top that. I haven't been able to top that. We haven't been able to top that. Like being able to get rid of a whole police department that was overseeing 95,000 people that were fucking terrorizing the city. Like I remember back in the day, you wake up, you see 5 cops on Atlantic Boulevard stopping everyone for no reason, harassing people, trying to reach quotas. Now you go to Cudahy, you probably won't even see a cop. The sheriffs don't even go there unless we call them. So I love it. I love it the way it is now. Yeah, but last night's protest, it was different, man. It was different. It was this one racist ass dude. We went to a city council meeting on Tuesday. Called me a mojado. Called me a wetback.
Isn't that man Mexican?
Yeah.
You talking about the John Rios one or which
Rios,
one?
yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked at me in my eyes and he called me a mojado. And I was
That fool
like,
has darker skin than us.
I know. He just
Sick
forgets where he comes from, dog. He's been living here for probably 100 years and he thinks he's white or something, you know?
Proud to be an
That's what it
American.
is. And this fool is known. I got a bunch of messages from a lot of people from Baldwin Park. He's known to drive around the city, dog, and call the cops. And he doesn't leave until the cops remove the street vendor.
Call the cops on who? On street vendors?
Street
That fool has a feed me pension.
Yeah.
He got time.
So he's like the version of me, but for the opposite team. Hey, and talking about that, bro, I actually want to talk about this today. The fools are good, dog. They're good. They fucking doxed the shit out of me. Better than these fucking Republicans that doxed me back in 2016. They found out I was a felon. He's like, oh, he's a felon. Because I did get a felony case in 2014 for robbing this company that was extorting our people, whatever. But this guy, John Rios and Greg Toto, another racist ass dude that they're friends, they found out a bunch of shit about me. They also pulled up criminal records because I'm named after my uncle. They pulled up his criminal records. So they sent me messages and said like, oh, your wife has a restraining order on you from 2004. I was like, 2004? What the fuck? I was like 15. The fuck? I wasn't even married at that time. So they pulled up all this shit thinking it was me, but it was my uncle. So I was like, not even my worst enemies I've ever been able to pull all that shit. And then they pulled up that. They pulled up a bunch of shit like with my kids and how me and my baby mama, we have restraining orders on each other, and then just a bunch of the drama. And I just thought it was funny, man. But that shit didn't stop me. Last night I was like, damn, should I even keep going after these fools? You know, they're gonna keep trying to fucking find shit on me.
Well, they're only going to keep finding the same shit over and over. It's not like
Yeah.
you have other shit.
Nah.
Unless you have other shit.
Well, I mean, it's
I'm fucking around.
when my kids, it's been crazy, bro. Like I've dealt with the whole custody thing. I was able to win full custody of my sons in 2015 by myself with no lawyer. If anybody ever needs help with trying to get custody with their kids, a lot of people don't know this, bro. Each court has a self-help center. So let's say if you're going through shit with your baby mama, right? Or your baby daddy, all you got to do is go to court, go to the self-help center. They'll help you for free. They can't give you legal advice, but they'll help you fill out the forms and shit. All you got to take is your kid's birth certificate, and you file for a paternity case. And that's how I was able to do it, man. I was able to do it. I stuck through it for like a year. In 2015, I gained full custody. But in 2020, she kept trying to gain full custody because she wanted to get the money and shit like that. And I'll never forget this date, bro. October 23, 2020, the judge told my baby mama, she told her, you know, nothing's going to fundamentally change. You know, the kids are living with him. They've been living with him for 5 years. Nothing's going to change unless the kids say they don't want to live with that, right? 2 months later, bro, I'm picking up my kids because they would only see her like twice a month. My kids started saying that they didn't want to see me. They started saying, you know, I don't want to go with that. And that's when I kind of started like doing all this shit. I was like, all right now that we're taking a break, I'm going to go to the streets. I'm going to start going to Cudahy, Compton, Watts, and I'm going to go protect the street and shit that I've been trying to do. But I didn't want to do it because my kids were always with me. People who have known me for longer than 5 years know that was all I would do. My kids would just be with me all the time. So she resorted to like brainwashing my kid. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was fucked up.
That's crazy.
And I still can't believe it. There's a time where I'm like, I even had DCFS workers go over there and investigate, and they have it on paper where mom is telling the boy what to say. You know what I'm saying? And that's where this fool, Greg Tuttle, and all that shit, they pulled all that shit up, and I was like, man, fuck these fools. They don't know, you know? But a lot of people don't know the story about behind me. Like, why is he out there so much, you know, like careless and shit like that? Well, because I'm taking advantage right now. That shit that I've been trying to do, you know what I'm saying? But it's for anyone who has full custody, always stay on your toes. Always stay on your toes, man. And, you know, we're going back to court late this year, early next year. And, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, justice prevails, you know what I'm saying? Because that shit was fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But those 5 years were wonderful. You know, I had full custody. But like I said, anybody that needs help, you know, you don't need a lawyer.
Is your relationship with the babies cool now?
Nah, it's... You know, I haven't talked to my baby mama in almost 10 years. I haven't had a conversation with her at all. You know, and right now she's violating the times that I'm supposed to have them. You know, she hasn't showed up. So I'm just racking them up. That's how I was able to get full custody too. She was violating my time. Now I would just rack them up, violations after violation. So that's what I'm doing right now. But it's hard, man. It's hard. A lot of people don't see the struggle of being a parent, being a dad, or being a single parent, dealing with all that baby mama bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So, but I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to fear, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, these fools also, they pulled up a bunch of shit that had nothing to do with me. You know? I've never been arrested. I've never been convicted for domestic violence. I've never been an abuser. You know, I don't know the shit that they try to put up on my uncle. My uncle, from what I know, he's never been that type either, but he has had some shit, you know, worst cases with women. But other than that, it's just... you know, we're not gonna let that shit stop us, bro. You know what I'm saying? And especially coming from the hood, we don't have the best relationships. You know, we don't have the best healthy relationships. It's always toxic for you know, especially when you grow up in the hood, especially when you grow up around, you know, fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? But as long as we're willing to learn and willing to change, you know, if you ask me, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with you. You know,
Facts.
We've all changed. You know what I'm saying? Shit, but. That's pretty much what's going on with them, and we're not scared of those fools, man. But they're good. I give it up to them. You know what I'm saying? They got their shit, but we got their. You know, they're just trying to flip the narrative, bro. Like, how can you consider yourself an activist calling Mexicans wetbacks while you're Mexican?
I think that's pretty crazy. What's up with the masks last night? Was that last night?
Yeah, that was dope.
These fools went full purge.
I don't know if you
didn't see.
No, what happened?
So we showed up with that van. We had LED lights and the whole screens, and we had his face blasted on there, and then everyone showed up with light up masks. It was dope. It was
Damn.
different. Yeah. I think the only thing we missed was the drone, but it was like a protest of 2023 way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't imagine you being at your house, bro, and then someone shows up with a van with your face blasted as a billboard, you know, and with videos. It wasn't just a picture; it was a video of him calling us wetbacks, mojados. So, and then all his neighbors came out, bro. His neighbors were like, "Hey, yeah, he's a Karen. He's always calling the cops on us, you know, harassing the neighbors." Like 5 neighbors came out talking shit about that fool. Like, they're just tired of his shit.
You said John Rios. You said he would go around and like kind of just call the cops on people, and he would wait till they show up. Would you say that's one of the most like scumbag people that you had to deal with?
Yeah. Him and there was another guy, Roger Ramirez from Bell. We had a big ass. We took a tamborazo to his house. He was the same. He'll go out. He'll park. Call the cops. Hey, there's a taco stand right there. Get him out of here.
What do you think entices people to do that? Like, do you think like maybe he gets satisfaction out of that, or like?
Look, man, a lot of conservatives they always talk shit about that businesses should not be taxed, but when they see a taco stand or a elotero, the first thing they ask, are they paying their taxes? I think I came to the conclusion now, because we even have vendors who have the carts who still get harassed, bro. We had a vendor outside of Home Depot with everything. She had her cart, and then this man shows up. He can't talk shit about the permits, and he said, "Your daughter, she's dressing provocative. She looks like a prostitute." Like, started harassing the vendor, bro.
Yeah.
So
that's sexual harassment.
I came to the conclusion it's not about anything but the aesthetic. They don't like the way it looks. It's an eyesore for them. So the cart is good.
It's a nice ass, beautiful cart.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Tamales El Primo or something like that?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a hard ass cart.
Yeah.
It blends with the Home Depot fucking colorway.
Yeah, so now it's like they're either against the aesthetic, like, oh, that looks like TJ, or they just don't like to see raza
The
making money.
carts are hard, fool. The
Yeah.
carts are not the raspado carts that we people my generation, or even still to this day, are used to. Like the gring gring gring. It does not look like that. They look like high end, fucking badass, wide, lowrider style fucking taco carts. I mean, not taco carts, but push carts. You know what I mean? They're bad, fool.
Yeah.
Bad.
Like the Tesla of
Fire.
vendor cards.
They're fire.
It's dope.
I know you don't know because you weren't here, but
And it makes a difference. It makes a difference because even white people like them. So I don't think they'll be calling the cops on the street vendor with that type of cart. But like I said, there's just a lot of racism.
So,
man.
yeah, so it just comes down to racism.
Pretty much, man. And to me, I just feel like it's our duty from our generation to protect our elders, you know? Yeah.
That's crazy because, like, a lot of people from, like, who aren't from California, they'll say that white people from, like, California or New York, they might be more inclusive or they might be more open to dealing with other races because they grew up in neighborhoods that's inclusive. And they'll say that about Trump, too. They'll say, oh, Trump's not racist because he's from New York and he grew up around minorities. But it seems like that's not really the case.
Nah, man, California is filled with red pockets. Like, you go to Upland, you go to small cities inland, you know? Yeah, I think we should be able to carry. But sadly, right now, there was a vendor. Did you hear about the vendor in Houston that got killed?
I saw something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten a
sucks.
chance to talk about it, but you know, a lot of people in Texas, they always say like, "Oh, the street vendors, they never get attacked because we all could carry." You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what happened there. You know what I'm saying? But maybe the vendor wasn't carrying. You know, but in Nevada and Vegas, like my homies, shout out to James and Exclusive Empire. We've given out shotguns to vendors out there in Nevada because you could carry. Yeah, so out there you could.
Do you feel like maybe the street vendor hatred would be lower if maybe street vendors here in California would be able to carry legally?
Shit, I think it would give them a second chance to think about it because a lot of these fools that be robbing vendors, they know that they're not armed, you know. So I probably would prevent the murders, you know, not a murder from happening. But luckily this year we haven't had a street vendor murder due to a robbery. And I'm really proud of that, bro. Shout out to Gonzalez Security Force, the homies who go out there, and we go out there with them too. But they're out there more every day. Like they go set up with the vendors. They go set up and they're strapped.
In LA or all of California?
All over LA. No, Gonzalez Security Force, they focus right now in South LA, Compton, Watts, all that area right there.
So in LA, there hasn't been one murder on a street vendor all year?
All year.
Damn.
All year. In 2022...
Are you Googling that stat?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to make it a post.
Yeah.
That's right.
All year, hasn't been a murder, but in 2022, sadly, a 34-year-old street vendor was gunned down in front of his daughter in Gardena in August last year. But we made it our goal. We made it our goal that we were going to ramp up on security, and fucking here we are, you know. A whole year has gone by, and not one murder in the whole SoCal. You know?
Who's the security company again?
Gonzalez.
Just to shout them out.
Yeah. Shout out to the homie Nando. Yeah, and like I said, you know, they're strapped up, and honestly, I think us putting out that message, us also like sitting down with the community leaders in South Central, you know, we had to sit down with the black leaders too, and we had to sit down and be like, look, this is going on, you know, a lot of these attacks, what's gonna happen? So they've been able to go and get in touch with the leaders out there and be like, hey, street vendors, hands off, you know, that's it, and it's worked, man. So shout out to everyone that's been part of that process, you know.
You had mentioned the war earlier. How do you feel about what's going on right now in the Middle East?
You know, I say it like this, man. Like, my girl's been very involved in those protests ever since I met her. And the thing is this, like, I see it like this. From what I've seen ever since I've been an activist, I see it as one big bully with a little man, right? And I've been seeing, it's like me seeing you're getting jumped for like 5 minutes straight, right?
That's a long time.
Yeah, and then someone comes in and punches the bully, runs away, and then now they're playing victim, and now they look at you to retaliate, and they continue the beating, but the whole world's cheering the bully on. That's how I see it, man. I just think it's sad.
What do you think it is that they're bullying them, or like kind of trying to?
It's all based on scriptures, man. Like, you know, one side is saying, you know, like, this is our land because it says it in the Bible, and I don't think that's right. And then we could get really deep into it, but that's the point. You know, they want them out. You know, they want to displace them, and they feel they're entitled.
Do you want to know?
But by displace, you mean just take their land, right?
Yeah.
Can you go home today? I know you're a really busy guy, but I'd like you to put some work off onto the staff. Take a minute and watch The Kingdom of Heaven. This is like medieval version of what they're going through now. It's the first holy war. It's the holy wars. That's what it is. It's the holy wars.
Yeah.
How do you see this playing out?
Jesus coming back.
It's, I don't know, man. I don't know. From what I've seen in all the videos and all the kids, and
It's gruesome.
it is gruesome. It's sad.
Is it confirmed that there's kids on both sides getting murdered, or just on one side?
From what I know, there is on both sides. On the first one, what happened with the 1,400 people that passed away, I think last week, that was confirmed. But what fucked up is that they kind of exaggerated the truth. You know, they said that there was 40 beheaded babies and all this other stuff, and that wasn't true. So they came out fucking full force, bam, bam, bring out the big guns. You know what I'm saying? And then when it was already confirmed that it was a lie, it was like the damage was already done. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, it's been happening to one side, but it's not portrayed in the media. And if you look at the media, who owns the media, you'll see. You know, the people from the people that are part of the media that are from the other side, from the ones who are getting bullied, they got laid off this week. You know, major news outlets.
That's crazy.
So you have to look at that too. I never really wanted to look into that, bro. Like I never really wanted to believe like, you know, the media is one-sided. And you know, when I seen it, when I was working for President Bernie Sanders was running for president, that shit was one-sided, bro, because we were winning, and then all you would see in the news, Joe Biden, and he was coming in fifth, dog. In fifth place out of all the candidates. We beat the shit out of him here in California. Every county that I was in charge of, we beat Joe Biden. But then, like, after we won California, the news kept, I was like, how the fuck are they still pumping up Joe Biden? He's coming in fifth place. And I was mad, dog. I was mad. And then I kind of forgot about it, and now I'm seeing it again.
Do you feel like that entices people to vote for Biden? It's like, oh, well, Biden's already winning, and Bernie's, like, not really up there, so let's just vote for Biden. Since
yes, it does. Makes a big difference.
And that's kind of true, fool, because I remember at that time, a lot of, like, my family and a lot of my friends, they would really fuck with Bernie over Biden.
Bernie, fool, feel the burn.
Yeah, he was going to legalize marijuana. We were going to legalize marijuana on a federal level and give priority ownership to black and brown people. And I think that would have been amazing.
I think it's crazy about the war that it happens now in urban civilizations as opposed to back in the day when they would march out to the Battle of Gettysburg. It's a big-ass open field. You know, there are no pads right there. There are no women. There are no children. And now they're just laser tagging a city, my boy.
You think something like that will ever happen in America?
Anything could happen. The coastal cities are the ones that'll get rocked first. I'll promise you that.
Because
we're the closest to the ballistic missile silos.
I think we spend too much money on military. I don't think it would. I mean, it maybe like some 9/11 type of ish, but we spend more on the military than any other country times 5. And I think that's why they do it. Or who knows, you know? But the military-industrial complex is way too powerful.
Do you feel like it's necessary to put all that funding into the military?
We're not in a major war right now. We're not really in a place where we should be spending so much money. I understand to a certain extent, but it's just extreme, you know, 5-10 times more than anyone else.
I got a good question for you that just occurred to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're gonna like this shit.
No, go ahead.
What'd you think about the video 44 Vato posted about him commending you for all of your efforts?
You know, I never had an issue with 44 Vato until this fool. This fool, you know, we would debate, you know. It was cool. It was cool until he made a fake tweet saying that I support Trump. And that's when I got mad.
Wait, what'd he say?
I don't remember. I got to find that fucking tweet that he made. He trolled me. He trolled me.
And that shit made you mad.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? Like, I think that fool kind of didn't believe in the movement at the beginning, but I noticed a comment that he left. I don't know what comment he left a while back, maybe like 2-3 months ago. And he said, I think I confronted this one guy in Inglewood. It was some guy fucking with a street vendors, and I confronted him. And he put, I'm starting to like this guy. I was like, oh, okay, now you want to come around, you know? Because at the beginning, people that's what they think. Like, oh, Eden, he just pulls out his phone. He doesn't do anything else. He's just barking and this and that. But like I said, if you see the shit that goes on off camera, we're not just about pulling out the phones, But at the end of the day, I, thank you for the shout out. Thank you for 44 Vato saying that, he's willing to sit down one day. I think we're all learning, especially, I think he grew up in the hood. So we're all learning, So, yeah, I think that was pretty cool. Like I said, I don't hate the guy, But that's pretty much it. I do believe he's one-sided sometimes. But other than that.
Food community squashing the beefs.
Making peace. Truces right here. Yeah.
Back to the war on the. Now I was gonna ask, what do you think the money would be better? Where should they allocate the money more?
Man, and this is where Republicans, and I don't know about Democrats, but Republicans and people like us would probably agree that we should take care of here first instead of sending money to Ukraine, sending money to over there, sending billions and billions.
That shit is crazy.
We don't even have universal. The countries that we're sending money to, they have universal health care. If you get sick, if you get heart disease or you get cancer, you're well taken care of. You're not going to go into debt. You're not going to go bankrupt. They don't go bankrupt. But here in the United States, we're the only major country that doesn't have universal health care. If you get heart disease or cancer, you're not going to qualify for a bunch of shit, and it's going to come out of your pocket. Why is it that those countries are living better off than us? Why is it that we don't have universal health care? I mean, I know why. Because those companies that make a profit off of people being sick, they buy the politicians.
Does Mexico have universal health care?
From what I know, I think AMLO was implementing it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too savvy on Mexican politics.
I can't wait to have dual citizenship. I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah. I know AMLO's a leftist, so I think that's
Proud
what they want.
To be
They want.
Mashika.
Yeah, they want universal health care, and I think that's what we should have. Look, if we invest so much money on the military to protect us from other humans, why aren't we investing money to protect us, who I think is a bigger enemy? Heart disease, cancer, diabetes. Like, that's what's really killing us citizens. You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't we investing money to protect us? People say, like, oh, you want universal health care, that's socialist. Well, the firefighter department, the police department, military industrial complex, social security, all that shit could be considered socialist because it's basically free. If your house burns down right now, the fire department's not going to come and say, hey, here's a check. You better write it out to us right now. You owe us $30,000. You know what I'm saying?
They just come do their job and dip.
Do their job and dip. And like I said, I think doctors and nurses should be considered part of the military because humans are not our enemy. It's not just humans that are our enemy. It's right now, we're the fattest country on earth. We have all this fucking GMOs in the fucking grocery store. I mean, all this fucking fucked up shit that they put in processed foods.
Hey, that's what trips me about all these other countries. They're completely banning certain shit because they've come to the realization, like, yo, this is very unhealthy.
Yeah.
So, like, nah.
It is, man.
Our portions are out of control. All that shit.
Yeah, none of the shit that you see in grocery stores is real food. So, I think we need to start protecting each other, man. We need to protect each other from, a lot of the homies right now, from their mid-30s, 45. I had 2 friends this year die from liver disease, from drinking.
That sucks.
You know what I'm saying? So they if you have Medi-Cal and they throw you in the hospital, they sometimes when they see Medi-Cal, they're like, we're not going to take care of this guy. That's it, because it's classist. They have class levels in the hospital now. You have premium insurance, you have this top-notch insurance, and even if you do have that top-notch insurance, you could still go bankrupt if you have some sort of, cancer that they can't even provide. They won't be able to help you out. So it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. But
Yeah, Berner was talking about us that too. He said that Central Cali has probably one of the biggest rises in colon cancer than any other anywhere else in the United States.
Enki Boy, Enki Boy passed away at 35 years old, bro.
Oh, that's right.
Cancer,
Really?
Yeah, 35 years old from colon cancer. And if it wasn't for me, actually doing my research, I got a colonoscopy at 33 years old, and they removed 2 possible cancers from possible colon cancer. And why? Because of the processed foods. But yeah, they're over there messing with the street vendors who sell fruit, shit like that.
Yeah.
But all the processed foods, the fast food that we eat, all the shit that we get at the grocery store, it's basura. You know what I'm saying? And it's developing cancer, and it's sad. And I think Berner was going through
Right, yeah, the same thing.
right?
He beat it.
He was able to catch it early.
Shout out to him.
And now he gets a colonoscopy every year.
Now let me ask you this: if Burner wasn't as successful as he is, how would that process would have been had he had that cancer, you know?
You want to know what he was saying in the interview that's dropping on Sunday? Um, that he was sitting there at his pad, and he was like, "I have everything. What is something that people always fall victim to when they have everything?" And he was like, "Health." So he got a private doctor, like a personal doctor, who I'm sure is a great doctor.
Right.
And he just went through everything, and they did a colonoscopy, and they found it, and he found it early enough for them to go and snip up, because basically what he explained was is they go in, they cut out that portion of your colon, they sew the rest of the shit back together, and that's it. And then I guess they do a little bit of chemo just to make sure the shit's gone, or I don't really know how that works out.
Right. But he was already like his
He caught
cancer
it.
was already developing, right?
Well, he caught it because it was a test that I guess it tests for every cancer that there is, and it said that I guess there's a possibility that there might be colon cancer. But mind you, this test is like thousands of dollars that the general public might not be able to afford.
There you go.
I'm gonna call Burner and ask him about that shit.
Yeah.
I think I need to get put on Cookie's insurance for a month.
That's just important, man. And another reason why I supported Bernie Sanders, we're pushing for universal health care. And like I said, we don't have that shit here. A lot of, a lot of big companies that are insurance companies like Aetna, they started off from slave labor. They used to own slaves and they became big, and now they're one of the biggest insurance companies. And to me, it's a fucking scam. You know, they're profiting off of people being sick. And like I mentioned right now, like if Berner wouldn't have been successful, I don't think he probably would have found it on time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of like Anki Boy. And
Honestly, I'm gonna, like I said it on Burner's podcast, I'm gonna get a colonoscopy in a couple of weeks.
for sure.
Um,
I'll tell you how I found it. I thought it was my drinking. My brother had just committed suicide. I had lost my grandma. I lost my daughter. She was stillborn in the same summer. And I started fucking drinking, bro. Drinking. I got alcohol poisoning that year. I'm sober now completely, but fucking I started bleeding from my stool. Like I'll go take a shit and I filled up the toilet full of blood. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know? So then my doctor started testing like my stool, but then they left it at that. But then recently it kept happening, bro, and I was just like, nah, fuck this shit. Like I started doing my research, like I need a colonoscopy. So I did a colonoscopy, and I did it around the same time that Enki Boy released that he was going through that shit. And yeah, they did find something. They found
Like
something.
it was just all blood, or like
It was just
partially
red, bro.
bloody,
Like red.
like the whole thing
whole
red.
thing. It wasn't dark red, because that's when it gets really serious. But it was like kind of like between bright and dark, like in the middle. And it was just like, I remember one time I was in San Diego, I took a shit and I fucking got up, and the whole fucking toilet was overflowing with blood, and I fucking almost passed out. I ended up going to the hospital. I was like, I had lost so much blood. So honestly, if I wouldn't have got that colonoscopy, I think I would be going through cancer treatment right now. Yeah. So like,
It's serious, bro. I had a colonoscopy too, bro, and I'm not younger than you fools.
shit.
And luckily they didn't find nothing. But one time I did go to the restroom, bro, and it was like black, like dark.
Damn,
And I was tripping, bro, and I had to get one like right away.
that's just scary, huh?
Fuck yeah, bro. And then you get on Google and then you start tripping. So I was going through it, bro.
Yeah. Nah,
But they were like, yeah, like you're good, like for now, but we highly recommend you like to come back in a couple years and like
damn.
for a checkup. So I mean, it's prominent, bro, especially like within the Latino community.
Yeah, a family full of, look, my whole family, dog. I just ran into my cousin at the Avenue 26 event, and I asked her like, "Hey, now that I'm completely sober, I was like, am I the only one in my family?" And I am. She's like, "You are." All my cousins, all my uncles, everyone drinks. Everyone drinks, and some of them super heavy, bro, super heavy. And it's sad that in our culture, like someone like me, and I have a big ass fucking family, bro, that I'm the only one that is sober, that doesn't drink alcohol. And I think we need to start checking our health more, especially after you hit 30. You gotta start looking after your health. And you know, if you survive the streets, don't let this fucking alcohol or fucking food kill you, man.
I'm all stressed out. Like, hey, maybe I should call and move my appointment more closer.
Did he go to sleep when they did it?
Yeah.
Icon's not trying to go to sleep.
Nah, that shit was beautiful. Like I was laying there, and then I was looking at the nurse. I blinked and I woke up and I was like, so when are you gonna start? They're like, it's done. You've been
Yeah, it's real
for 2
quick.
hours. I was like, what? I didn't feel nothing.
I'm not gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, you should.
You should, fool.
Yeah.
They don't have an anesthesiologist on site, fool. I'm not letting them put fentanyl in me and whatever else they do, fool. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna die like that. I'd rather fucking just, bite a fucking pillow, pause, and just fucking accept whatever the fuck. 30 minutes, fool. It's only gonna take 30 minutes.
I don't know.
Fuck
I don't
you.
know.
What's the problem with the healthcare system too? Like Alex was saying, like some people could have the anesthesiologist there, some can't.
Yeah.
That's facts, and I could get the anesthesiologist there for a
And
couple
then
extra
the-
bucks, but I'm not down.
And then there's people who say like, well, we have universal healthcare. You're gonna have healthcare like Canada. You're gonna have long lines and shit like that. Like, bro, if you go to a hospital, you go to a clinic.
We have long lines.
You already have long
Yeah,
lines,
for
and you
real.
have a room full of women or men doing data entry and figuring out if you have insurance or not. And like you have so many staff members that all they do is figure out if you have insurance or not, and they work with the whole insurance shit.
Yeah.
Like
That pisses me off, fool. Especially when you go to the ER, bro. You have to deal with all that shit. Like, I'm just trying to get seen. Why the fuck I got to go talk to you guys about insurance first?
But yeah,
before I
we're
get
sending
seen?
billions to other countries.
Yeah.
We're sending trillions. We have a $1 trillion surplus a year that we pay for our military, and that doesn't even go to our military members or our veterans, because they're going. If you ask Mr. Checkpoint, he knows all about that shit. How they fucking, a lot of them are homeless, but all that shit goes to the manufacturers of weapons. Doesn't even go towards people who actually are dying out there.
Shout out to Glock.
Yeah, so yeah, we need to. That's why a lot of people ask me like, why the fuck are you so passionate about it? I'm passionate about this shit, bro. Like, really, that's what I do for work. I work in political campaigns. I try to legislate and change laws. My mission is to have universal healthcare in this country. My mission is to get this shit called Citizens United disbanded. Citizens United is a program where if you're a billionaire and I'm a politician, you could fund me. You could give me $1 million through a super PAC, and you could basically puppeteer me. So if you own an insurance company like Aetna or Kaiser Permanente, if you want to continue making healthcare a profit business, then you just puppeteer me. If all the politicians that were running for president, they're all funded by private insurance companies for healthcare. The only one that wasn't was Bernie Sanders.
He was sponsored by weed. No, I'm
Yeah,
just.
that's why I feel like politicians should roll around with those NASCAR jackets and show off who's really behind
Their
you.
sponsors.
Yeah, all your sponsors.
That's vicious.
And then Republicans say like, well, we want less government, but yet, okay, cool, but now you have 4 rich men running the world. You have 4 rich men just doing whatever the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? And we have to have that balance. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they need to stop fucking with the street vendors, man, because there's so much other shit that they got to worry about. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it. What do you got going this week?
Hold up. On a brighter note, talk to me about the event at AV26.
Yeah, that was dope, man. Shout out to Luis, Saul, and Don Luis. They, I met them. Well, my office was in Lincoln Heights a while back when only Avenue 26 Tacos was there in Lincoln Heights. I used to go eat tacos right there back in the day. And then a lot of vendors started posting up, and it became popular. It became national. Fucking people from all over the world were coming in. They got kicked out. We helped them. Obviously, they couldn't go back. And I had recommended them to go to LA into the street to go sell there. They sold there for a bit. And then, I told Don Luis, I was like, Pico Rivera Sports Arena, I think it's probably a good, And I think they had already brought it up too. And I have a cousin who's a city council member there.
What year was this? More or less.
2021. And so they've been there for 2 years, and then they had this big comedy event. And next thing you know, they invited me in the team, and then I see Mr. Icon right there.
I heard that today on Instagram, and now I can't stop.
Can't
saying
stop saying it all day, fool.
Is that like a Hawaii thing? Or
I don't know what the fuck.
It's
it
a
is.
song, fool.
I actually saw one of my little nephews spell it out. I didn't even hear it,
Oh.
but I saw it spell it out, and I said ski, and then I said say it because I want to say this stupid shit, and he said he did it. Ski. Who does that?
It's a Sexy Red song.
Oh, it's her?
Yeah, it's her.
Oh, poor
Fuck
girl.
it.
She's been getting fucking roughed up in the media, man.
Is she?
Yeah,
Well, nobody knew who she was last year,
First they said she was ugly, then they showed her with some food that probably smashed while she was asleep. Like, they were at his house, clearly, because I think she got a little bit of money now, you know what I'm saying? So he selfied her asleep right there with the fucking blanket. they say all kinds of scandalous shit about her. Then recently she was pregnant, or she is pregnant now.
Yeah.
So she was like, fuck it, y'all. I'm just going to admit the truth. I'm pregnant. I'm tired of sucking in my stomach.
Damn.
Ski.
Man, being famous is not like back then it was cool. Now it's just like you're gonna get shit on.
Oh, for sure.
It sucks, man. It sucks.
How'd you feel about the event though?
It was dope, man. It was dope. They had, I love Richard Villa. I love Alfred Robles. He's coming up. He's a funny ass.
Alfredito.
Oh man, that guy's funny.
Shit.
It was dope because they shouted me out when they were up there, and it
Yeah,
felt
when
good.
we were there,
Yeah.
someone said, "Oh, I know you," because they saw me and my wife. They're like, "Hey, we know you, food community, right? We're here with Alex," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm with Alex too." She's like, "No, we're with Alex," and I just looked at her like, "Oh, okay, cool." I didn't know you were there for the entire show. I was doing whatever I was doing,
Yeah.
right? And I saw them, Alex Enamorado, stand up, and I was like, "What?" And then I saw you stand up. I was like, "This motherfucker been right here this whole time. Probably seen me. Probably thinks I'm a piece of shit.
Nah.
I only know you right here or something."
Nah. Yeah, it was dope, man. The event was funny. And I think I'm so proud of Avenue 26, man, from where they came from being kicked out of that street where they were really hot, and then now being able to have a home, you know what I'm saying? At Pico Rivera Sports Arena every weekend. It's
Shout
dope.
out to the owner, Mr. I'm not gonna say his last name, but fuck it. Shout out to Mr. Lopez. You know what I'm saying? The owner of the Pico Sports Arena. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Louie and everybody over there. Amazing, great people. That day. I met the mayor of Pico Rivera. Great guy. Happens to be from East Los Angeles. So yeah, shit was amazing.
Yeah, the staff over there at F26 was real cool. Speaking of Lopez, is the Chalina Lopez?
What's
is that
that
a
about?
reference to him?
Nah, so we were
That
outside.
was a fire narrative.
We were outside this fucking race, some other lady who was a Karen, and then I said, well, you don't like, because she was complaining something about the Mexican music, and I said, well, you don't like Peso Pluma, you don't like JOP, you don't like Chalino Lopez, and I fucked up. I said Lopez instead of Sanchez. So now people just like, it's a like a
Yeah, it's a thing now.
It's an
inside joke, like, oh, Chalino Lopez, because we were calling out this lady named Susana Lopez, so it was on my brain already. So Chalino Lopez is
Right now, I was like, "How'd you fuck that up?"
it's
Yeah,
an
that
inside
makes
joke.
sense.
Yeah. So now with people with the shirt and they have it on, people, it's like a conversation started. We're like, hey, what the fuck? That's Chalino Sanchez. Why do you have Chalino Lopez on there? You know. So it's
I know, and I
inside
saw that, I was like, "Why did he do that?" And I asked him, like, "What do you know about this Lopez shit?" And he was like, "I don't know." Now we know.
joke. Now we know.
Next community buyout.
You know what? We always leave an open schedule right now. Right now, what we do have planned out for this coming up week, City of Fontana is paying a private company $600,000 to shut down vendors. It doesn't make any sense. So much money. So the city council meeting is next week on the 24th. We're gonna go to that. The mayor's, we're gonna post it. We have a lot of dirt on her, and that's pretty much what we have planned out off the top of my head right now coming up.
I think Full Community News is gonna be on the scene.
Yeah, for sure. So that's pretty much what we got, man, and just crossing our fingers, making sure that our vendors stay safe and nothing crazy happens.
Anything you want to leave the people with this week?
Just to all the haters, say it from your personal page.
Ski.
That's
That's
right.
all I ask. Because a lot of people just love to run their mouth from fake pages, and it gets annoying sometimes. But and for those people that think they have dirt on us, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going, and fuck them. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say peace out.
Fire. Shit.
Yeah.
Full Community Podcast, Protect Street Vendors Podcast. We're outside.
Yeah, and soon we're gonna have attorney Cristian Contreras, who's been suing a lot of police departments for police brutality, and he's very knowledgeable. Soon we'll have him here for the podcast. It'll be dope.
Fire.
Fire.
A ratos then.
Like.